Howdy, y'all. It's Dr. Nicole Cutts here, coming to you live right now. If you see this later, it won't be live. Um, to talk about the trials, tribulations, and triumphs of living your life as a heroine's quest. So I don't know if anybody's going to be making it tonight. I sent out a lot of notices, so I hope folks are here. If you are here, do me a solid and let me know you're here. And also, please be prepared with some commentary, questions, things like that, because we are going to be doing a kind of an Ask the Success doc, okay? Kind of like how they had on Dave Chappelle, Ask a Black Man with Paul Mooney, his joke. But I am excited to be coming to you this evening. This is the last of this installment of the Trials, Tribulations, and Triumphs of the Heroine's Quest. And I also want to let you know that we are doing some giveaways tonight. Okay, so you have to be present to win. How do you win? Well, if you are subscribed to my channel and you give this video a like and you share it, and let me know that you shared it. Like, just be like, shared, whatever, I'll trust you that you shared it. That would be really awesome. And let me know. And whoever does that is entered in a drawing to win one of several prizes. Okay, so I'm giving away copies of my book, The Adventures of Isabel. Book 1 is The Embryo Goddess and the Morpho. That's her origin story, Princess Isabel, the adventurous princess's origin story. If you don't already know about her, you can go to my website, which is visionquestretreats.com, and in the masthead click on The Adventures of Isabel books and you will learn more about it. But that's her Princess Isabel's first story, and then book 2 is also in the running for a giveaway. The subtitle is Journey to Orphalese, so that's the second book when she experiences her first major call to adventure and then lights out on the heroine's quest to, yes, you guessed it, Orphalese. Yes, Journey to Orphalese. You might say, well, first you might say, why is Nicole hopping up and down? Okay, the reason why I'm hopping up and down is because I was trying to get a cushion behind me so I can sit back and not look like I'm sunken down in this couch. What else? I want to stick to one topic at a time. Okay, so the giveaways. Okay, so books 1 and 2 are up for giving away a copy. I also have some Vision Quest Retreat swag, like some lovely mugs and bags. I'd probably combine the mug and the bag. That's, sort of another prize. As well as one lucky winner will get a 15% off discount on my upcoming retreat for women, which is the Spring Breakthrough Beach Retreat, and it's taking place March 22nd through the 24th in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. So if you don't live close and you're not trying to go to Delaware, well, you can still enter the drawing. Hey, Ade, thanks for coming. You can still enter the drawing, but you can decline that if that's not going to work for you and go for something else. But anyway, right now on my Vision Quest Retreats page and my other pages on Facebook, I'm offering a 10% discount just for being on my page or on my mailing list. But the prize I'm giving away is a 15% discount, okay? And that could be for the registration, the weekend Power Pass for one, or you and a friend. The you and a friend offers a savings, so you'd be getting savings on top of savings. I like saving. I don't know about you. I love saving. I needed that. What else? Hope I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, but while I'm talking about giveaways, as we're warming up here for the trials and tribulations of the heroine's quest, while we're warming up, I've also been doing a 30-day spring breakthrough challenge to coincide with the lead up to my retreat, and not coincidentally the lead up to the first day of spring. Some people say it's March 20th, some people say 21. It's like, really the days are not that like, okay, it's spring. Okay, this is just something that we decided. But still, you get the picture, the 20th or the 21st, whichever one you want to say. Um, this 30-day challenge comes with its own perks if you participate in it, or if you even just hear about it. Like right now, if you go to my Facebook page, which is Vision Quest Retreats with Dr. Nicole Cutts, and click on in the events, you'll see this 30-day challenge. And just by joining that, you are eligible also, if you want to get in shape, you are eligible for 2 weeks free membership at The Works by Maia, another fellow woman business owner who I've teamed up with for that, who's offering 2 weeks free membership at her gym. She's a trainer. She's also offering a free consultation, like checking out your body mass and, all that stuff. Weight, I don't know all that stuff. But I have been working with her since the beginning of this 30-day thing, which I'm in the middle of week 3. So I've been working out 4 times a week, and I've also been eating a lot differently. Not that the eating part is not through Maia, but I have another person that I had a detox. That's a long story. Look, the challenge. If you want the discount and you want to get involved in the challenge, go to my Facebook page, which is Vision Quest Retreats with Dr. Nicole Cutts. I'm only getting an indication that one person's here, so I'm just going to have to proceed. Ada, you're going to be the winner of all the giveaways, unless other folks show up tonight. I actually, quick sidebar commentary. I am just coming off of the set of Channel 9 WUSA, which is where I am right now. That light is flickering, to talk about the R. Kelly accusations, and what we saw when he was on. Hey, Andrea, thanks for joining. Yeah, we're here. Thank you for coming. I was talking about the R. Kelly accusations and situation, and I don't want to go all into that because that's not what we're here to talk about. It went well, Ade. I think it went well. It'll be posted tomorrow, but I just got to tell you all, between us, and I didn't want to say this in this way on Bruce's show, but I felt like when R. Kelly did that whole breakdown, the crying, the initial crying, and the "you're killing me," to me, it felt very manipulative, and it felt like we were getting to see the way he pimps the women that he's involved with, okay? All his stuff about why would he do this and it wouldn't make sense and all that. It's not about making sense. It's not about logic, and we all know you can hold women. You don't have to lock them up, okay? We've been having this pimp hoe dynamic probably since the beginning of time, okay? And if you find the right woman and she's vulnerable enough, you can manipulate her, okay? So I feel, you agree, Andreas? That's what I feel like we were looking at. We were looking at a dude who was using his best pimp skills, on the American people. And I was like, I'm not feeling it because I feel like you're trying to manipulate me, and you might be a wannabe pimp, or you might be a pimp to some women, but I don't, it's like, oh, you're killing me. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're killing me. What do you mean we're killing you? You know what I mean? That's like some serious manipulative shit. I mean, say that you are upset. Say something real. But, first of all, his other suggestion, I know I said I want to go off on this, but I am. His other suggestion that, when Gayle King said, why would all these people lie on you? Well, can nobody be mad at me or be scorned and then lie on me? Oh, so this is a whole bevy of women who have been scorned. Okay, so that's what this is. They all wanted to be with you and they couldn't be. So now they're joining the chorus and there's a huge mob just out to get you. This is what I wasn't able to say on Bruce's show and what I want to say right now. Men who live a life that is clean and who treat women well and have normal relations with women don't have all this stuff happening, okay? And look, don't get me wrong, because I know some brothers who will be like, well, you know, women do lie. Yes, women do lie, okay? And that usually happens like a one-off type of situation. Who in your personal life do you know who is a good man who has a whole bevy of women saying he's a dog? None. That's how many, okay? So it's not just where there's smoke, there's fire. But when there is a amount of smoke enough to, like, you know, cover Los Angeles like the smog, then something is up, okay? So exactly, 0. That's how many, okay? So that's all I'm saying. And don't see, this is not what I'm supposed to be talking about tonight, but you know, maybe I have to do a separate YouTube live about that, because I have some more stuff to say, because there's a lot of stuff going on around this that is pissing me off. Okay, it's not just about R. Kelly. And, you know, happy Women's History Month, right? Happy Women's History Month. Right after, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Right after the whole R. Kelly thing, Bruce played another thing that I hadn't even heard of. There's one, I think she's a senator or something. He married Aaliyah when she was 15, right? But he didn't sleep with her. Oh, okay, yeah, right. That was legal, right? You married her, but she was 15, fool. Okay, don't, you know, Audrey, are you trying to rile me up? Okay, so what I'm trying to say is the story that Bruce played on his show. I was here to do off script on WUSA Channel 9. I'm giving Bruce's show a plug like he needs a plug from me. But anyway, Bruce Johnson. He played a segment of a woman, I think she's a senator now, who is saying that when she was in the, which one of them? Air Force, she was raped by a superior officer. And they're talking about all of the instances of rape in the military, which is well documented, okay? Well documented, okay? So many women who have been harassed and sexually abused and raped. And because of the way the culture is, they have, you know, kept it quiet. And now this woman is coming out. And I'm sitting there looking at this and I'm like, yeah, happy Women's History Month. Like, what the fuck, people? You know, like, stop it. You know, R. Kelly wants to, come on, people, get real. You know, use your common sense. Really, use your common sense. Okay, that's what is telling me. What he was really doing was like, don't believe your eyes. Don't believe your eyes. Just believe me. Trying to pimp us. No. Okay? Stop abusing your power. Okay? Here's the other thing. This is the last thing I'm going to say about this. Okay? Men who even psychologically like to twist women up or wrap them around their finger or whatever and think that makes them a big man or a pimp, it doesn't. Okay? And I don't care if a lot of women get mad at me about this. It's like taking candy from a baby, okay? Why? Because we are different. Because when we get involved, our hearts get attached, okay? We open up, we really want to love you. We don't have all that other, I know some people say, oh, some women are this and some women, and sure, some are, okay? But for the most part, it's not that hard. You know, you sleep with a girl and then, oh, she's attached to you for some reason. Wonder why, okay? It's not because you're strong or smart. It's just because of the way we're wired. You know, so stop going around acting like, oh, I got this girl and that girl and whatever. I mean, that's like, again, taking candy from a baby. Okay, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. Okay, and y'all can get mad at me if you want. The women, the men, whoever, but I'm keeping it real. For the most part, women's hearts get involved. And y'all know that. I'm talking to you men now, not the nice ones, not the good ones, because good men have hearts too. But y'all know who you are. I'm talking to you, okay? So stop doing that and thinking it's some big thing. If you want to manipulate a whole bunch of women and have them all twisted up and that's your game, well, your character's not good, your morals are not good. Go ahead, have your fun, but stop telling yourself that it makes you like, a big man or a pimp or something like that. I mean, it does make you a pimp, but that doesn't mean anything. Hey, there's somebody at the door. Did you need me?
No, I'm gonna do the interview.
Okay, you're the person I'm gonna. Okay, yeah. I'll be on at least until 8.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay.
Sorry
Uh,
to disturb you.
no, it's okay. Um, yeah. So that's the other thing. Good. That's good that she came and interrupted my rant because I need to bring it back down to the subject at hand. Okay. So, the producer of Off Script very graciously said, because I told her when she called me earlier today and she said, could I come on Off Script tonight to talk about R. Kelly, which is, I knew when the phone rang, that's what she wanted to talk about. Could I come on tonight? And I said, I'm having my own live event at 7:30 tonight. And so she said, oh, you'll be done by then. I was like, yeah, but I won't be home by then. So she said that. Thank you, Andrea. Andrea, thank you for the amen. Thank you for the amen. So anyway, so she said I could use the green room to do this. Okay. So I commandeered the people's green room. Well, she said I could have it. I mean, she put a note on the door saying something in progress. And I also was lucky enough to have a light here that's not normally here. Now, I don't know if Melissa brought it in or if it was just there. But they have a light because I was like, I can't bring my ring light down. And I didn't say that to her, but I was thinking that to myself. And it was here, so I've turned this into my studio. But she said it was cool. And then this other lady came in because she needs something later on. So that's fun. That's fun. That's exciting for me. And it means once again, though, that I haven't eaten. Melissa just said hi. Melissa, did you hear me talking about you? Luckily, it was all good. Hi. So yeah, so that's all good. Let me refocus, okay? All right. So what I came on tonight to talk about is the trials and tribulations and triumphs of being on the heroine's quest to live your vision of success. Okay, now if you've been with me the other weeks that we've been talking about this, the other 4 weeks or so, then you know what's up, what we've been talking about. If not, I don't know what to tell you. No, if not, it just basically has to do with, look, I believe in conceptualizing my life as being on a heroine's quest to living my vision of success. Now, it doesn't mean that it's something out there that is a destination that I have to get to. I am currently living it, and it is evolving, and there is sort of an ultimate prize or boon, if you will. Is it the yellow that woke up? Yes, I love it, Ade. And right now, as I looked at the TV screen, Liberty Mutual, it's yellow, yellow, yellow. Anywho, synchronicity popping off. So yes, so it has to do with that. And so what I've been talking about for the past however many weeks, because it's not an easy road, not just choosing to see your life as a heroine's quest, but choosing to heed the call to adventure, to go out there, to live a life that is more than the mundane, because you leave the ordinary world behind to go out there and be on this adventure, necessarily has trials and tribulations. If you know the arc of the hero's quest and the heroine's quest, well, there's a road of trials. There are always tests, there are always ordeals, right? And you're not meant to succeed at every one. There's meant to be some failures, okay? And I talked about that earlier today because I felt like I failed on my 30-day spring break through challenge yesterday. Today is Wednesday. Yesterday, because I was supposed to work out, right? And I was very tired and I didn't do it and I felt bad, and then I finally made a decision, I'm just going to switch days and a whole bunch. You can watch the other video if you want to hear all that stuff. But bottom line is I didn't do what I had said I was going to do, and I felt like I failed. And then, I wasn't crying or anything, but I did feel like I had failed. And then I said, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. I'm gonna go off the diet too. I went crazy. I didn't go that crazy. I had salmon pate. That was like all I had in the house to get down on. But I had a little can of salmon pate. Talk about luxury problems. I had to eat a can of salmon pate. I went crazy, and a packet of crackers too. So I went all off the diet. I know that feeling, and then I beat myself up. Well, yes, Ade, that is true. And you know what? I spend less and less time with the beating up. It used to be bad. Like I used to be like, you can't, no, you have to, and all this stuff. And now I am learning, and that's what I mean by being on the quest, right? And in process is that it's not an event, it is a process, right? So learning as I go along on this quest, this heroine's quest, failing, making mistakes, developing spiritually, learning that, it's okay to falter. How did you stop? Well, that's a good question. I ran out of salmon pate, so I couldn't eat any more of that. Had a packet. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, you're talking about how did I stop beating myself up? Okay, I'm about to say how I stopped eating. I ran out of food. No, but I do need to finish telling you because I went ahead. I also put a little bit of pepper jelly on it. I mean, I just that was not on my diet at all. But how I stopped, thank you. How did I stop eating? Ran out of food. How I stopped beating myself up that's a good question. Focusing on the positive versus the negative, and stopped criticizing and being punitive, and instead, and this is a practice that I recommend, I do this on a daily basis and I recommend it to my clients, which is to pay attention to 3 good things you do every day, okay? What our minds have a tendency to do, and our minds do actually have a negativity bias wired into them, okay? Don't have time to go into all that, but if it's not your fault, okay? We have this thing. But we do have a tendency, like if I have a to-do list of 10 things, and I do 5, to go, why didn't I get the other 5 done? That's also how we're socialized, right? It's like always you gotta do more, and if you got parents and especially some parents, then it's always this focus on do more, which is a terrible cycle. I've talked about that before. It is self-defeating. It's bad for your self-esteem. So instead, what I recommend and what I practice is to look at what you did do, period. You know how to beat yourself up. You know how to do all that. Just stop. And instead, because you can't just stop thought, you need to focus it elsewhere. Focus on what you did do. So every day, make sure that, my battery's dying. Bloody hell. Hey, Melissa, are you out there? Do you have a power cord for my phone? I mean, I have a way of getting power. Let me see what I can do. I do this fairly quickly because it says low power. Okay, so you write a list of 3 good things you have done for yourself in the day, things that show yourself that you care about yourself, that you love yourself, and you focus on that. You go, this is what I did do today versus what I didn't do, okay? And also 5 things for which you're grateful, okay? Now, that doesn't have anything necessarily to do with not beating yourself up, but it does have a lot to do with exercising the positive muscles in your brain, okay? So that is one good way I found into that, Andrea, is to focus on what you did do. And then the other thing is to listen to what are some of the cognitions or what are some of the thoughts that you have going around in your brain that might be those thoughts attached to that self-recrimination and beating up thing, and stop those thoughts and think about replacing them with more positive thoughts, okay? And it's all about compassion. It's all about demonstrating compassion for yourself, which we don't necessarily do enough of. And, so like, let's say you identify a thought that says, like when I said, oh, I failed. Okay, that's not a positive thought. That's a harsh thought, right? So instead, replacing that with, all right, I was tired, I took a rest. No big deal. It's no big deal. I'll get back on it, the next day or what have you. So those are some of the ways that I've done that. The other one, and I've mentioned these before, and I really hope there's a plug back here so I can get some power. The other way, excuse me, I gotta plug this in. I know, Melissa, I'm like taking over your green room. Are you still tuned in? Bloody hell. Okay, it's there, but it's like all the way over there. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Okay, I'm gonna come around this other way. See, Melissa, this is why I need a producer for my YouTube channel. Bloody hell. What's this white thing connected to? I don't want to unplug. Watch it unplug that light. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I am going to get this thing. All right, hold on one second. I mean, this is insane, but I have to get the plug in order to get the power. Bravo. Oh, fabulous. Oh, here we go. Hi, welcome back. So that, Andrea, is hopefully the answer to that question. Did I answer your question sufficiently with that? And if you could focus between what was probably showing my hiney to the camera. Okay, so in preparation for tonight, thank you, Ade. So in preparation for tonight, I asked a lot of women, such as yourselves, about what are some of the biggest, thank you, trials or the biggest obstacles to your success. And I heard imposter syndrome, and I've also experienced that with some of my success coaching clients, where they have shared this with me, that they feel like imposters. I gotta get myself back together. They feel like they're pretending they don't belong, where they are. And these are very smart women, okay? Very smart, very accomplished. I don't know what else to say. Smart, accomplished, hardworking, who have shared that with me. They have no reason to feel like they're an imposter, have no reason to doubt their abilities. So, I just like I did just now with us, is like, okay, so cognitively, what are these thoughts that you're having, right? And then reality test, okay, I am afraid I won't be able to do this. Okay, well, what has happened in the past when you've had to learn something new? What have you done? Well, it was slow going at first, and then I learned it. Okay, so you really have no evidence of not being able to learn. Okay, so there's that. There's testing that thing out, testing the validity or the reality testing. Like, what evidence do I have to support that thinking that I'm not good enough or that I won't be able to do this? None. Okay, good. Well, there's a start. But we know that it's more than just thought, right? We know that it's more than just our intellect that trips us up. It's also feelings, emotions. And a lot of those live in our body, which is why I am a proponent of somatic coaching and of increasing your emotional intelligence through your body, which I don't know how you can do it any other way, because in order to increase your self-awareness, you have to know what's going on in here. And then that's the awareness part. And then the management part is, how do you change that? How do you manipulate that? So for example, women in leadership positions, right? How do you, what is your leadership presence like, right? And we can extrapolate that to anything. You don't have to be in a position of leadership, just what is your presence, right? So if you're feeling inadequate or insecure or like you're an imposter, then I would suggest it's not about how you pretend or what you show outside. It's actually changing how you feel inside. If you feel like you're shrinking from a situation, maybe you need to manipulate your body. Maybe you need to change that. Maybe you need to put your shoulders back and down and take a deep breath, and get back to your core and back to your center. Now, that's not something that you can do instantaneously, right? To me, and most people would find this, you need to practice this over time in order to get to that place, right? if you're feeling scared or inadequate, what does that feel like in your body? Okay. Well, what does it feel like when I'm calm and relaxed and secure? Okay, I can embody that. It's almost like, you take a mental snapshot. So it's similar to that, but add into it the bodily component so that you can always get back to that. Okay, so that answers some feedback I got from outside. Are there any questions from the folks who are here live? And please, by the way, Andrea, you might not have been here, but in order to get the giveaway, one of the giveaways, you have to like the video and share it. Let me know where you shared it. But either way, this would be a good time to poke a couple of your friends and tell them to come on to this thing. Like it, share it, share it, share it, subscribe it, like it, like it. That's what people always who are on YouTube say these things, so I'm like saying what they say. Any questions out there, since this is a Ask the Success Doc type situation? I think that might be that lady coming back. No? Okay. Well, I'm going to cover one more thing that feedback that I was given, how to get past the fear and doubt. There are many ways. Thank you, Ade, for that question. Fear, 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 fear. Fear is normal, it's natural, but it's sneaky, it's tricky, because it's there to, how do I poke and like YouTube? Oh, well, it just means like the video, like maybe, I don't know if you can like it while it's going on, but I'm answering Andrea's question, in order to share it, maybe you could just text, you know what I mean? You don't have to use the actual whatever you're using, or use another means to be like, hey, get on YouTube, The Success Doc. I don't know. I mean, that's one way. What I would do if it's on my laptop, I would copy and paste the channel and share it through other channels to friends. Hit that blue thumb. Thank you, Ade. Why can't I speak simply? But back to your question about fear and doubt. So fear is an adaptive feeling, emotion that we have as human beings, built into us for our survival. But it really was made for our physical survival. And unfortunately, because we have the same physiological reactions to our thoughts as we do to actual physical danger, our bodies don't know the difference. And fear and anxiety can be very prohibitive. So one way is what I was talking about, which is the physical, paying attention to what are my physical manifestations of fear. Okay, getting in touch with those, trying to get in touch with them as soon as they start. And then the how do you rid yourself of that is like, okay, even something as simple as the breath, right? It's like, okay, because that's the sympathetic nervous system that has been brought on when you're feeling fear and anxiety related to the fight or flight syndrome, and you want to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is associated with rest and digest when we are relaxed. Okay, so you want to, the breath, like I said, is always a great way in. Okay, so work that fear out physically. Actually, another thing you can do is sort of a paired relaxation with an anxiety producing thought or situation. That takes a little bit of time. I have to explain that in more length later. But also, again, cognitively, looking at the nature of these fears. What is it exactly that you're afraid of? Is it realistic? And are you willing to not go for your vision or something that you're passionate about? Are you willing to not go for it because of this? Typically the answer is no. Okay, I'm not willing, because I don't believe in regret, and I know that fear slows me down, but I won't let it stop me. So the other thing is, be afraid and do it anyway. Okay, you might not get rid of the fear until you do it a few times. Sometimes you have to act as if. So it's okay if you're afraid, but okay, am I not picking up the phone and making this call because I'm afraid? Okay, is that a logical choice? Is that something I'm willing to live with? What if I call and I get the result that I want? I'll be really happy. What if I call and I don't get the result? I'll be disappointed. Will I die? Usually not. Usually not. I can't speak across the board. I don't know what, all that you're afraid of. But like, if it's not life threatening, then do it anyway. You see, again, we talked about this last week. That's the ego. That's always my ego. I can't speak for your ego, but it's always my ego that's involved in that. I don't want to fail. I don't want to look foolish. I don't want to be disappointed. All that's the ego. Okay. So one of the ways I get over that, because again, I can't just stop a process that's going on in my mind and heart and body, but what I can use to propel me over that or through that is focusing on the vision, right? So it's like, okay, I'm afraid to do this. Why? That's the little me that's afraid to do this because of all these ego reasons. But what is my mission? Okay, my mission isn't about me. My mission is about helping other people. And that somehow always reduces the fear for me. I don't know. That's just how it seems to work. It's like if I have a mission and it's for more than just the satisfaction of my ego, then I somehow get the energy and am propelled to do the thing. And maybe because that's right? Maybe that's just the right way things should be. That when it's your desire is based on something, as small as your ego, then you shouldn't have the energy for it. I don't know. That's my thinking. Any other questions? Okay. Well, it's a little bit after 8. I think I'm going to wrap it up if there are not other questions. And we'll do other talks at other times. This was just the last of the trials and tribulations and triumphs of the Heroine's Quest series, right? And I realize I did not talk a lot about triumphs. I think the reason why was because this was more like I'm always talking about the good stuff, and I wanted to get into more of the nitty-gritty of the difficulty of embarking on the heroine's quest, right? I always say this is not for the faint of heart. It can be lonely, it can be tiring, putting yourself out there and being disappointed and rejected. We talked about that last week. All that can, take a toll on you. But again, usually all that's connected to the ego. So it's this process of continually trying to get over that for a higher purpose. That's why when I talk about a vision of success, I don't mean making a lot of money or getting a lot of status or fame. I mean, what is your mission that you've been put here on the earth to do that will serve other people? Okay, and that's the first thing you got to be clear about what that is, because that, knowing that, gives you an aim and a purpose and a direction and passion and energy and all that good stuff. So, as usual, I am hungry. I was going to actually eat lunch at a reasonable time today, but then Melissa, are you still on here? Called me to come down here and do this. So I'm going to do this little interview now, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to eat some beautiful vegetables. I'm going to stir fry some vegetables with some quinoa, and I'm going to put an egg in there to make it like stir fried rice, but it's going to be just quinoa and vegetables. It's going to be so good. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this installment of the Trials, Tribulations, and Triumphs of the Heroine's Quest. You know what? I'm going to change my initial rules. You can still be entered in the giveaway even if you share this after. You don't have to be here live, okay? All right, so over and out. Thank you all for coming, and for those who view this afterward. Thank you, Ade, and thank you, Andrea, for coming, and Melissa for popping on. I don't know if you're still on. You probably are still here at work. I'll see you in a minute.